Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the RFA Roofball YouTube page slash podcast. This is episode two, if you want to call it that. And today, Adam and I are going to be going to be previewing the 2023 Roofball World Championships, which is here in just over a week. We're recording this on the 9th. It should be out there probably on the 10th. But the tournament that we're all anticipating here is on the 18th of March. And Adam, I got some questions for you, and we'll dive into some previews and kind of what to expect. But before that, I'm going to do some plugging for the channel and whatnot. So we've been releasing a little player interviews, a little player, I don't know, not really profiles, maybe a little bit as shorts on the channel. So if you're interested in seeing some of the folks who've been playing Roofball for a long time and some of the first timers, pay attention to those. Go back and look at the short section on the website and chime in, engage. Also, as far as the podcast is concerned, we are now available on iHeart as well as Spotify and Podbean. We're working on Apple, getting it up there in the Apple Store. But if you're familiar with Apple, everything takes 4 times as long. So maybe after the tournament at this point in time. But hope you enjoy it. If you do, make sure you leave a review and let your friends and family know. All right. I'm sure there's some other stuff that we'll get to as far as what's happening on the channel now. But Adam, how are you doing today?
I am fantastic. I just taped an interview with the West Virginia TV station, so life is good.
Yes, it's been some media appearances and mentions lately. It was just a few days ago. You were also on Coach Doug's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And then for those of you who know, Rob Slisky, he's doing an interview, I think, tomorrow is it Buffalo, New York?
Buffalo Radio,
like yeah. So across the country, Roofball's getting some play and some interest, and I think you had a special guest join you on the interview you did today, yes?
Yeah, my mother it's her first media appearance, Roofball specific in this particular cycle. She was on TV for it on Channel 12 long ago in 2008, but yeah, she dressed up the background. There was a banner and the Susan J. Willis trophy. It looked fantastic. It looked better than my background does.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, once we get links to all those interviews and stuff, we'll put them up at the website, which is roofball.org. And up in the right-hand corner, there's a in the media link, so go ahead and check that out. And I'd be remiss in saying that there's also a merchandise tab up there now. So
my goodness,
we are. Oh, there we go. Fashion show time. So we have some shirts and hats and sweatshirts today. The model of all models, Adam Willis. Oh, and we threw a hat on as well. All right. So if you want your Roofball gear, go to roofball.org. Look for the merchandise tab, top right-hand corner. All right. So let's get to it, Adam.
This is a low-profile hat, by the way. Low profile. I didn't even know what it was,
also
but I love
the
it.
trucker version hat, right?
It's a low slung, just a little less dome. You're not playing baseball. You're not playing left field. Just get the low right. It just stays right on that. Especially for a guy like me with a big head already. If you got a dome on top of that, you look like an alien. So this is, I still kind of do, but this is better.
A lot of the viewers would say a Carson Wentz dome.
Yes, a Carson Wentz if he had been abducted and lived with aliens.
His head does fit into a football helmet, so I guess it can't be too bad.
Fair enough.
All right, so the boon has hit. The channel's still getting views and subscribers, and I think what everybody's waiting on is that next tournament. When do I get to see new actual Roofball instead of just us two talking? So we are about 8-9 days away. And we have the World Championships, which is the first tournament of the year. And Adam, tell us a little bit about the field. What can we expect?
Well, we got a full field, and if I can use the switcher correctly, we're putting up a graphic for the people watching on YouTube. The people on the podcast can't see it because they're only listening.
It's difficult.
But 23 players right now, although I'm kind of fudging that. We actually have kind of a battle for the last spot. We have someone who claimed it long ago but has not been back in contact. So I think that there may be one different one there. But the biggest thing is we have a full 9 players in this tournament that have never played Roofball before. A few of them from out of state, up in Seattle, If you've been watching the channel, you'll have seen Brooks Westrick, who's from Federal Way, lives in Seattle now. Another guy named Kevin is coming down from Seattle, and there's one of the Seattle I keep forgetting about, but there's to be a bunch of them. Like a kid from Vancouver, a 13-year-old from Vancouver is coming down, Colby Lawrence, and a bunch of some players who have not played in a long time. Ruben Shug, I don't know if he's played in a decade or close to it. He's coming back, best known for being 0 for 4 in finals. We got Casey Campbell, who is one of the great champions ever. He's got the most world championships. He's got 6. He just confirmed minutes before the podcast he'll be playing. It's his first time in a while, which is awesome.
Yes.
So the combination of veterans and stars of Roofball plus a lot of new blood makes for, I think it's gonna be a really cool event.
Excellent. All right. So let's talk about how people can consume the event if they're not there watching it on site or obviously participating in it. What do we have in store for the folks?
Two streaming services. I believe one for certain will be lit up, and that's a YouTube channel. It's on the screen right now for people watching, youtube.com/@RFA If you've watched any of if you're watching this right now, you know how to get to the channel, which is kind of a positive thing. If you're listening to it, you haven't been on the channel, you're a little odd. I'm surprised that you found the audio first. But we'd love to have you, and go on over to the channel.
Yeah, and so that's going to be live.
That will be live, yeah.
The whole tournament's going to be live on YouTube, and then, of course, it'll be on YouTube after the fact as well.
Yes, and I also have one other thing to note, which is that midway through, after the first round, we are going to reveal some never-before-seen Roofball video from way back in the day, and that's all I can really tell you. But I think that if you're a Roofball fan, except for a small handful of humans, you have not seen this, and you're gonna want to.
So as far as after the first round is really from a timing perspective,
Halftime.
basically halfway, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of first round games. There's 8, I believe.
Yes. 8. Yep.
After those first 8 games, we'll do an intermission. But for the live audience, you will have 9 to 10 minutes or so, I believe, to watch something that hasn't ever been released before. In fact, other than you, Adam, nobody's probably laid eyes on it in quite some time. I won't go into specific time frames, but many years.
Have you seen it yet? Have I shown you?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's going to be difficult for me being there and then trying to watch it, but that's fine. And then we'll come back and have the second round all the way through the finals, where our champion will be crowned.
Yep.
And so let's talk a little bit about this. So today on the Instagram, 9th of March on the Instagram, we posted the 2008 winner, Christian Verkest, holding up that trophy. And Christian he's also the defending champion. He's the 2022 champion as well. I think
you mean the 2018, don't you?
What did I say?
You said 2008. That was famously Dan O'Reilly.
That would have been, yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry, the 2018. I was only off by a decade.
Right, it's pretty close.
Yeah, 2018, but also the defending champion.
Yes.
Now, we've talked about Christian before, and he's moved on to Texas.
Never to be seen again.
Never to be seen again. Yeah, we're hoping that we can get him, either on a podcast or something like that, or potentially, hosting a tournament or helping a tournament out in the Austin area.
Hosting the tournament would be great, Derek. It's just, for this discussion, he's a defending champ. It would be awesome if he were here. It's just a bummer that we weren't able to bridge the technological. Wait a minute.
Wait, are you talking about me?
What? What's happening right now?
You talking about me? What's going on, fellas?
How'd you get on this Zoom call?
It took me about 4 minutes. I think we need to do a better job. protecting. I'm just kidding.
I wasn't sure if that was you or if it was somebody from the Wu-Tang Clan, actually, but I'm glad you can join us.
Yeah, glad to be here. Man, I'm hanging in here doing good. I just moved to Texas, but I'll be there.
That's right. So we had the Casey Campbell announcement. Now we have the Christian announcement. Defending champion, multi-time world champion, back at it, there to defend his title. And so let's talk a little bit about you. we do this we on all the podcasts we've done. This being the second one.
Historically, yes.
We when we've been talking to folks, we do a little kind of rundown of their history and stuff. So, Adam, I'm probably going to lean on you a little bit here, but let's start. The legend of Roofballs are made by the number of titles you have, and you have 5 of them.
5.
Which there's only I wouldn't say a handful of people with more, but that might not be accurate. You might be part of that handful that's won that many. So
yeah,
you definitely
seven people. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. 6 people have won 5 or more.
Okay, so you're tied.
Wow.
You're right there.
I'm right there.
You're right there. Now, Adam mentioned earlier we have a 13-year-old showing up. How old were you when you first started playing?
I actually think I was 13. I think my first tournament was in 2000 and it was in 2008. So you know what? I was 14. So I think actually no, wasn't there another there was another kid. This isn't going to be the youngest then, is it?
Reese Fenning, I think I think he was 12 the first time he played.
I think so.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool to see some young blood come in and maybe they'll make a big dent. I mean, I did, so.
Yes, you did.
Can I tell you my Christian story when
yes,
you were here in your first tournament? It might have been your second tournament, something like that. You and I were matched up, and so obviously you were a young teenager, and I was a younger adult, but not close to my teen years, and. I think it was the first or second throw. You'd done well, and you started talking trash, and I was like, "This stupid kid, what do you think he's doing?" And then I don't know what the final score is. We can look it up, but I'm pretty sure I tore you apart towards the end.
Oh, sure.
And I was like, "That kid."
That's normally I feel like how it goes for me is talk smack early on. And then somehow end up losing. So I've learned you just don't do it anymore.
Just don't talk smack.
You just give a couple high fives or a couple claps and just call it. That's it. You don't say anything.
Hey, I got some breaking-ish news. It looks like Christian's first game ever was at the 2008 U.S. Open.
Okay, that makes sense.
Wow. Christian did very well. He got a 38 in his first game. And ended up in the second round against Derek Weber and Kevin Barry. And he led. Derek, he was ahead of you. 13-11 of 3 innings in. That was probably when he was talking trash.
Yep.
13-11 and I'm talking trash.
Yeah. And then he ended up at 34 points and finishing third in that game. And I think he was eliminated. Yeah, he was. You did not make the wild card into the semis that year. Yeah. But still, I mean, 13, 14 years old, that's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty good for a kicker.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no. In warm-ups, you always kicked 1 or 2. So I there's probably that exhibition kind of thing we need to unravel at some point and like play horse or pig, maybe.
You tell my mom that.
She's in the house. She doesn't know what we're doing.
That's true.
Just leave the windows alone. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
All right. So 5-time champion. How many worlds do we have, Adam?
Same as you.
2. Okay, 2 worlds.
Yep.
And then what else? We have then 3 cups.
Yeah, all the rest were the cups. He's the only person I think that is missing just one from the cow, and that one is the U.S. Open. I think he's the only guy.
Do you remember that last one, Derek? I could have tried to.
That's right. Yeah.
If you want to get into it, Christian had one of the greatest, maybe the greatest Roofball year in 2022. You won the Worlds, you won the Cup, and then the Open. It's the one thing you're missing from the cow, right? All 3 tournaments. You not only could you have done it and been the 3rd player ever to do it, you would have been the first ever to win them in one calendar year, to hold all the titles at once. Yeah. And you came dang close. You came second, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I was right there. Yeah, I was right there. I think it was within 2 or 3 points, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was wasn't within a couple of points. So, yeah, that was good. It was I don't know what it was. I think it was just I actually started going to the gym. I started going to the gym, and my shoulder, because my one weakness was my shoulder always. After like 25, 30 throws, my shoulder would start to hurt, and doesn't hurt anymore. So I think that was that was my key. Is I got some little bit of a shoulder arm strength. I guess that was my key.
Well, let me jump in here because there's an elephant in the room, the grand
Uh-huh.
room that is Roofball, that is not discussed often. And Christian, I think it kind of helps your case, which is the average age of a Roofball player has gone up to a frightening level at this point. There's a lot of people. We've actually lost people to career-ending injuries, basically due to age. And especially since the 2008 video went viral, there's been a lot of talk because we kind of rewound the clock 15 years. So people are calling Dano the GOAT, to which Derek, of course, takes great exception. And I don't think definitively Derek is the greatest
Oh
football
yeah.
player ever. But there's another category that's rarely brought up, which is the Gorn, which is the greatest of right now. And I think that what 2022 showed is I think that person has an identity, and that's Christian Verkest. However, this tournament's injecting a whole bunch of new blood, so it'll be really interesting
Yep.
to see what a 25-year-old does to the
Yep.
now seasoned, aging veteran Christian.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I appreciate the kind comment. That's that's very, very kind. I do think though that Derek for sure holds the greatest of all time off camera.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I
That's
already
funny
found
though.
my sound clip from this, so that works.
What, just great? Derek is the greatest of all time?
It's great.
Yeah,
Quote,
yeah.
Christian Request. Yeah.
It's just
Derek is the greatest of all time off camera. Now it's too. Now it went too quick. You can't get. I'm just kidding. No,
We'll play around with it. Don't worry about it.
there's probably enough ways to change it. I'm just kidding.
You're gonna say all kinds of crazy things after we're done with that.
That's right.
Awesome, man. Okay, so what else? What other kind of statistics do we have here for Christian, Adam?
He's among the all-time leaders in terms of just making it far in tournaments. He's got 5 first places, 4 second places, and 3 third places, which means 12 times in what we call the award round, which is the final 3. He's tied for 5th all-time in that, despite not playing in as many tournaments. Like Steve Stupy played in more tournaments than Christian, but he's got 12 award rounds as well. Casey Campbell, who's one of the greats of all time, only has 13. So Christian's right there. And then after that, you just get to Derek, Adam, and Buddy. And then, of course, Buddy and I have been playing forever and have had a lot of chances. And Derek is the GOAT. So to be up there, tickling the edges of the greatest numbers ever is impressive. And in terms of his 9 finals, that's also 6th all time. So he's only 1 behind Buddy and Steve there. So he's prodigious, is what he is.
Wow.
All right, Christian.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? You're coming halfway across the country to defend
Yeah.
the title.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Give me a
excited.
prediction.
Yeah. I can't wait to get there. I think Adam in the first round is gonna throw a 38. That's my prediction for Adam. Derek's gonna throw a whopping 54.
That's a good warm up.
And they're gonna be in the same game. That's my prediction.
I
I'm
like
just
that.
kidding. No, I'm excited. I just want to get out there and throw a good ball. I have very high hopes for myself for this one. I mean, I'm the defending champ for this one, so I feel like there's a little extra pressure, although it's manageable. But yeah, I just got to get out there and stay calm, and I guess with a full field, yeah, and new blood, you just never know. I mean, I feel like beginner's luck sometimes is a thing. So, I feel like I have some pretty good odds. I just got to perform now. So.
Well, let me ask you about that. I know it's tough to access, I'm sure, your 14-year-old mind, but what advice, I know you don't want to give him too much advice, but what advice would you give a first-timer coming down?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's tough. See, I without giving out too much, I guess I would say, just the form. It's honestly just your form, honestly. just focus on it. I have a weird form. It's kind of not even. I don't even know if it's teachable, honestly.
You got the old Dan Marino.
Yeah.
Left-hand leads.
Yeah, it might be teachable. I feel like not, but just focus on it. And there was cameras when I first started, so it felt like a little extra pressure and all that stuff. But yeah, just don't let the cameras, don't let the noise get to you. Just get out and throw the ball, do your game. Look at that. Yep, there it is.
I'm doing a sight gag for all the radio listeners, all the podcast listeners.
He's doing his best Carson Wentz. All right.
It's easy for me, apparently.
This is the most common comment throughout all of this stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. 4 Prince Harrys and 50 Carson Wentzes.
Prince Harrys and Carson Wentz.
I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
Different timeline. Yeah, it's not a bad one.
You may be insulting them, but you're making me happy.
Just take their net worth, either one of them, you'll be happy.
Yeah,
call you whatever you
fine.
want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So, Adam, what else we got in store for the tournament here? We got some big guns coming back, some surprise appearances. What else we got?
We got some hot dogs and hamburgers. So my mother will be excited about that. So we tried a whole bunch of different vendor options, and nothing really panned out. In fact, just today I got the last rejection from a food cart that might have come over for us. Doesn't do Sundays because that's a big money day, so he's off doing his actual job. But yeah, hot dogs and hamburgers coming around from the backyard. I've told my mom, don't worry about the tournament going on, just walk them through, have a great time. And of course, hey, the one thing we haven't talked about on here yet, the great Travis Demers, Trailblazers radio play-by-play man, will be our play-by-play broadcaster for the tournament. And then for the first time ever, one of the things that's magical, but also kind of drives me a little bit crazy, is the fact that our players have always been our commentators. So there's always this mishmash at the desk, and the changeover used to cost a lot of time. Well, in this case, we have 2 former Roofball players who essentially are injured, in Lauren Wirtz and Matt Azar, who will be on the desk. And then Travis is not going to play either. So we have a 3-man booth that is going to be available to do the whole tournament for the first time ever. And you add in the fact that Beth is signed on to be sideline reporter for the whole thing. And behind the scenes thing for you people watching the old tournaments, my sister loved being the sideline reporter, but not so much that she'd actually watch all of the games. So there were times when I had to locate her between games and bring her out to the front yard, and she'd say, okay, who am I talking to? What happened? And I had to give her a 10-second recap of the game, and then she'd go talk to somebody. This year, she's going to be out front. She's going to have a wireless mic, wireless camera, following her around, interviewing players. Maybe they just had a great win. Maybe they just had a great loss. Maybe they just fell on something. Maybe they ate a hamburger before they should have, and it cost them several points. Whatever, she's going to be talking to them live. All of this is going to be live, which is very cool. Obviously, the comments will be coming in the live stream, and I think we're setting Lauren up to be the primary person to sort of vet those and comment back. So hoping for it to be interactive and just the lovable chaos that you've seen on previous videos just come to life in real time right in front of you.
Yeah, I think one of the other comments besides the Carson Wentz stuff that keeps coming across is the game is so organic and local and fun and crazy, and yet the production value doesn't match up. It's like 2 different worlds. And I think part of that is us trying to go back to that, one, because there's demand for it, so we want to put it on air again. But 2, not only just going back and filming it with more than just a camera and that kind of stuff, but it's going to be live, which is something we've never done before. Yeah. So not only is that there's some, who knows what's going to happen, some crazy stuff might happen, but also it really provides another level of engagement for those watching and stuff. So as you mentioned, Lauren's going to be part of that 3-man crew, and he's going to kind of be keeping an eye on that, trying to talk with people, making sure Travis and Maddie know what's happening as well. And if I can just call out, Travis, Matt, and Lauren all have second place finishes. So the folks in the booth are all former players. They know what's going on. They know how to perform.
Yeah, and the other thing that I think that if I were especially a recent viewer that has enjoyed the old school nature of it, what we're bringing in production wise is really no different from what we did back then. It's just that now it's more expensive than it was then. So and that's why it disappeared in 2011. But I've already let people know I'm not going to try to force it, and I don't want anyone pretending to be funny or whatever. But I don't want a change in the vibe. I told my mom, you need to walk through play. It's your house. What I've been telling people is the best case scenario for this thing always would be that you have a set like the Super Bowl, and it's sitting on the back of the driveway. And you look at that, you think you're at this enormous event, and then you cut to the other camera, and it's somebody's front yard, and the lawn's getting a little muddy, and someone just fell in a bush, and it's just as real as it was when we were playing with no cameras there. So that's my goal and my hope for this thing, is that it's just a bunch of guys goofing off and gals goofing off before, just with slightly better technology.
Nice. And then from a channel perspective, some of those lost years where we didn't film it and put it on TV, there's still film of it. And so pay attention to the channel over the next, after this tournament's settled and we kind of get moving and stuff, and put out some new/old content between now and the RFA Cup, which will take place later this year, early, sometime in the summer. Hasn't been decided to my knowledge yet. And so, if you're interested in the 2015 whatever, you might see something. So we're going to be working on that, going to spend some time editing those up and making them as close as we can to what everybody's used to seeing.
Yep.
All right, Christian, back to you. Back to some historical questions here. Now, your dad, Mike Verkest, he played in the tournaments before you, or did you guys start at the same time?
I think it might have been the same time. I think it was the same time. My dad caught a glimpse of it on public access TV and was like, I want to play this. I was just talking to him yesterday about it. He's like, so I sent an email and asked if he could play. And sure enough, my dad didn't last as long. He probably only played in maybe, I'm going to say probably less than 10 tournaments, my guess for sure. But he got plagued. I mean, he tore his ACL and on a golfing trip, and then just has had a bad shoulder ever since. Even still to this day, has a pretty bad shoulder. So, but I told him, I said, go get a cortisone shot. Come out, just let it fly. But he's long retired.
Well, and I'll say that your guys' relationship created one of the greatest sound bites in Roofball history, which is, I was talking about a game you two had played earlier that day, and I said something to the effect of, like, earlier we watched Mike Verkest beat his son, and there was a little pause, and God bless Matt Azar, he's like, at Roofball, everyone, at Roofball. I was like, yes, Roofball, at Roofball, yes, it is.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's the story I've heard a couple times, and yeah, that's a good old memory.
But the family Roofball thing doesn't stop there. Your brother has played as well, yeah?
Yeah, yep. My brother played. He probably has played in maybe only a handful of tournaments, but yeah, he's I think he was forced to play, I feel like, a couple times. With a couple spots left open, why not, right? So, but yeah, he also played a few games. I don't know if he's gotten any medals or anything of that sorts, but I know that he has probably played at least a handful of times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And since he's still in the area, we know we can bug him.
Oh yeah. Yep, just down the road, probably 15 minutes.
Awesome. Well, excited to have you back.
I'm excited.
I guess it's a few weeks since I've seen you, but I was assuming I wouldn't see you in quite some time. So I'm definitely looking to seeing you here in next weekend.
Yeah, likewise.
And fingers crossed we'll get matched up in some game somewhere along the lines, and we can go toe to toe. Always fun playing against you.
It seems it's always in the championship, Derek. So more often than not,
when you just keep winning, man, eventually you got to meet up.
So just keep swimming. It's just keep winning. So, hey, I was gonna ask Adam, is there gonna be like a tailgate or anything? a little pregame, come out, do a couple shots or something.
I mean, I've let the newbies go let the newbies know that it's a BYOB situation. Yeah. I would say anytime 11 a.m. on, it's a tailgate if you're there early and have your own beverages with you. I think that. It's a public sidewalk and a public street, so if you're there, you're there. Nothing we can do about it, really.
It's also a public park across the street. So.
Yes, exactly. Yes, and my across the street neighbor is already unknowingly volunteered to have overflow crowd on his driveway. So,
that's very nice of him.
Yeah. And when he finds out, we'll see if it stays that way. But right now, that's where we're going. So.
What a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Robbie, you're amazing.
Yeah. Shout out to Robbie.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, Adam, anything you wanted to bring up that we haven't gotten to?
Just a couple of things of promo. One is that just this last weekend, my stepdad and I went to Home Depot, did some shopping, and he then built, and I filmed the building of a new temporary pole. We had one already, but now we got another one that looks more like the real pole, and we're actually going to be testing that out here this weekend. And we'll put that online so that people can see if they want to build their own, because it's a little easier of a sell to someone for to put something on their roof and throw at it as opposed to throw something that is an existing part of their home. That's the big thing. And then I had one other thing to promote, and I've totally lost it. What else have we been talking about, Derek? What else are we doing?
Oh man, we hit the store. Do you want to scrounge for sponsorships or something?
The store, no, the store's good. Yeah, I think is it actually slash merch? Is it roofball.org/merch?
Potentially. We
Oh,
will source that here in a matter of seconds. This is me now
it's
filling time as Adam does that.
Oh, it just goes to the Printify site. So, but yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
if you go to roofball.org, up in the upper right hand corner, or if you're on your phone, you got the little hamburger icon. Open it up, then there's a button for merch, and we got this kind of hat in white or khaki. T-shirts, whole bunch of different colors. We got baseball shirts. We got hoodies, which my dad got a hoodie. I got to see what his review is. He's the first one to buy a hoodie. Trucker hats, beer koozies, and that's it. But if you want other things, you can hit us up on our various channels and say, hey, why don't you have a blank? And I can make that happen. But hey,
Yeah,
I can report this is a comfy shirt.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah.
I did not like the old shirt that I had, but I am definitely very interested in getting a few of these shirts.
There you go.
It's funny you mentioned that, Christian. I don't know if you knew. So there was an individual in Canada
Uh-huh.
that really wanted a shirt, and we hadn't stood up the store yet. And so we found, I think, an extra large of the old version that had never been worn. So we shipped it off. And what we learned is, dang, that's expensive. So when we're doing
Yeah.
international, we need to figure out something different.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Oh,
still
that's
have
a
my.
good point, though, Derek. The Printify people do not ship out of the country. So
Oh.
if you are an international viewer and you want a T-shirt or whatever, just hit us up on the website, use the contact form, and we can figure something out. I mean, we're gonna pass shipping on to you. We love you all, but $75 to go to New Zealand, we don't have that deep of pockets. But we can work it out. We can get it shipped to one of us. I can get it a little bit cheaper. Spoiler alert, that's how merchandise often works. And then I can just pass along the shipping costs and we'll get you some merch. Because the idea of seeing a picture of somebody in front of a landmark overseas with Roofball logo apparel on would just make my day.
Well, let's start that right now. Let's see where we can get a picture from in the country, in the world,
What would we
Yes.
call
farthest
that though,
away
Derek? What do we call
with
that?
some RFA material.
Just RFA around the world.
I
Yeah.
like that. I like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start that. We'll start
I
with your dad.
I think that's a great
Um,
idea.
Yeah.
So one other thing I wanted to mention as far as other channels and stuff, we do have a Twitter account. We've had it since like 2011, I think. The last time we posted on that was 2017. And we'd love to post on it again. We just can't get to it. We do not know the email address
Oof.
that's attached to it, and Twitter is of no help. So if anybody knows any way of figuring that out, we'd be very appreciative for your help. If you want to contact us, you can email us at rfaroofball@gmail.com, or again, just go to roofball.org, and right below that big old image in the front that you need to click on, right below that is a contact us form. Just fill out, the 3 lines or whatever, and we'll get your message. Any help there would be extremely appreciative.
Well, we've heard rumors Elon's a viewer, so if you're out there, if anyone can unlock it.
Well, then I have an investor question, if that's the case.
I said he was a viewer, not a fan necessarily.
Is
He doesn't
it
like
hate
the
watching?
sport. He
What's
doesn't like
going on,
us. He
people?
just watches.
Yeah, so in the short term, stick around the channel. You'll get to see some interviews, again, from around the country with some folks involved with Roofball, which is pretty exciting. And then, again, basically a week away or close to it from the 2023 Roofball World Championships. Again, March 18th, live on YouTube, potentially other sources, but definitely on YouTube. And we're super excited. Any parting words, Christian?
No, I'm excited to be there. Appreciate you guys having me on. Yeah, I couldn't be more thrilled and more excited to be there. I'm counting the days.
Awesome, man. Adam,
Yeah,
anything from you?
obviously there's been a lot of changes recently, a lot of things going on, but and so I've lost a little bit of the sight of the fact that I get to play Roofball in 9 days from when we're recording. So that's exciting. I can't wait to get out there and have watch new people fling the ball around and play a full field tournament and just have all the excitement that comes with that. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Excellent. All right. Well, with that, I'll say goodbye to everybody. I'm going to go stretch my arm and shoulder out. Everybody have a great one. Again, sign up for the YouTube channel, follow, like, all that fun stuff. Same thing with the podcast. We really appreciate it. And please contact us with thoughts, ideas, all that good stuff. We're super excited anytime we see it. All right. That is the Roofball podcast signing off. Everybody have a great day, night, whatever time it is.